Here and now, bring your focus to the feeling of I. Bring your attention to this feeling or sense of me, I. You're not being asked to think to yourself, I. You're being asked to simply bring your attention, your acknowledgement, your noticing to the sense, to the feeling of I. This is your way out of thought. This is your way out of personal identity. This is your way out of the cycle of suffering, of constant, restless chasing of gain and avoiding of pain and loss. Notice that this feeling of I is not like any other feeling. It is not something that is coming and going in your experience. Matter of fact, everything in your experience continues to change, from your circumstances to the body to your feelings like sadness, happiness, anger, frustration, to even your thoughts. And all of these changeful things are accompanied always by this sense, this feeling of I, which never changes. Even reflect maybe on like years ago when you were just a child, running through a park, playing with your friends. Your entire experience, even what you take to be yourself, the body and the mind, the person you believe yourself to be, even that was entirely different. But did you not also experience that experience through this sense of I? You see, the problem is that we continue to associate this sense of self with what is currently appearing, with the current version of the body that is present, with the current version of the mind that is present. We associate this feeling of I with a face, right? With a story, with ideas about what this feeling of I is. This is a thought-made self-image. This is not what you truly are, because it continues to change while this feeling of self, this feeling of I, remains as it is. You see, this is self-inquiry meditation. We learn to isolate our sense of I, and we don't allow it to associate itself with thought, emotion, sensation, whatever else in your experience. And by learning to isolate it, it starts to unmix from all of these things. It starts to unmix from the ideas of the mind, from the thoughts themselves. And we start to grow in understanding and clarity of our true nature, our real self. This feeling of I is the biggest clue of reality inside of illusion. This feeling of I is the purest imprint of reality, of truth inside of changeful appearances, illusion. Your way out of concepts into the truth of who you are is this feeling, this sense of identity. No amount of thinking about this will help, because it will only keep you in concepts, continuing to unconsciously associate your sense of self with concepts. This work has to be done on the level of attention. You can call this a practice, you can call this a meditation, but it is just a being yourself. Being how you essentially are, without associating your being, without imbuing identity to what you are not. That is why Ramana Maharshi says, silence is the highest teaching. He's not referring to a physical silence. He's referring to the silence of simply being yourself. Notice that when you just bring your attention, you're noticing to this feeling of identity, this feeling of self. It is simply silent being, conceptless being. Thought is absent in that moment. You are simply being without thinking about your existence. And as you abide in this silent beingness, this feeling of self, this identity, I amness, this is the portal to the essence, which is the silence that Ramana Maharshi is describing. That is your true identity, which is beyond I and other. There's no duality of I and other in your true identity. That true identity reflects in this experience, in this changeful experience, as the changeless sense of self. I. I is the portal from the unreal to the real, the bridge from the unreal to the real. Bring all your energy, your interest, your focus here to this sense of I, which is nothing that you can touch, taste, smell, hear, see. It is nothing that you can think. Even the word feel it or sense it is limited. But that's the best we can do with words. In a way, it is here, it is everywhere, yet it is nowhere. Use these words to point you to that sense that you feel as I. It is also synonymous with what you feel as now. And continue to observe how everything changes, and accompanying all that changeful experience, no matter where you find yourself in the world, no matter what age you find yourself, no matter who you're talking to, what you're doing, every experience is accompanied by this changeless, now, I sense of identity. And you will start to grow in understanding of yourself. This is self-inquiry meditation. One of the aspects and angles into it. If you want to learn it more deeply, I'm giving away a self-inquiry guide right now, which you can download for free. I'll link it in the description box below. If you have any questions on this, what we just covered, please comment them down below. Sometimes I use those questions as inspiration for future videos. And if you need help with all of this and you want to work directly with me to deepen your practice, then learn more about School of Awakening. I'll link that down below as well. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.